Alright, hello everybody, and welcome to another video today. My name is Chris, and we're once again going to be taking a look at the map of the non-liquidating and liquidating Sears and Kmart stores, which, yes, this map has been updated by Dead and Dying Retail, the creators of this map, as of Saturday, October 30th, 2021. So with the closure of the Kmart, the final Kmart store at the McKnight Crossing Shopping Center in Grass Valley, California, and the closure of the Kmart store at the Bay Plaza Shopping Center in the Bronx, New York. Also, quick little side note, the Sears store at the Gardens Mall in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida, the closure announcement is pending. So the closure is still happening, but we are still waiting on external links. Which should be coming out at some point next week. The closure is definitely happening, but again, the external links will be available at the beginning of next week, which is literally right after Halloween. Halloween is tomorrow, so the links will be created this upcoming weeks, and then we'll probably see some more store closures along with the Gardens Mall as well. But in the meantime, and I did mark on the list that the closing announcement is pending because it has not been. It is official, but it has not yet been made official on any official Sears or Transform Co. website. So right now, the Gardens Mall the Sears store at the Gardens Mall in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida, is closing. Just no external links have been put out there yet by corporate of Transform Holdco LLC, but the closing is definitely happening. It's just, again, we don't have those links yet. But in the meantime, let's change gears and let's go over the stores. So we have 12 Kmarts and 18 Sears and Roebuck stores, or Sears stores rather, and when you combine both numbers together, you get approximately, for now, 31 non-liquidating Sears and Kmart stores. So, before we go state by state and location by location by location by location by location by location and by location, we're going to go over the list of both the non-liquidating and the liquidating stores and when the final day of operation for the liquidating stores are. So that way everyone knows what stores are currently not closing and what stores are closing and when their final day of operation is going to be. So, here's the list of the non-liquidating and liquidating Sears and Kmart stores, and I should change that, so my apologies. Let me do that real quick. Copy and paste. There we go. Beautiful. So we have the Kmart store, the Kmart freestanding store in Toming, Guam, the Kmart store at the Key Plaza Shopping Center in Key West, Florida, the Kmart store at the Kendall Lakes Plaza Shopping Center in Miami, Florida, the Kmart store at the Bitterroot Valley Shopping Center in Hamilton, Montana, the Kmart store at the Delco Plaza Shopping Center in Avenel, New Jersey, the only Kmart store within the state of New Jersey to operate 7 days a week. The other Kmart store is the Kmart store at the Westwood Plaza Shopping Center in Westwood, New Jersey, and that store is required to be closed on Sundays because of the This store is required to be closed on Sundays because of the Bergen County blue laws that prevent this retailer from opening and operating on that day, which is why the Kmart store at the Delco Plaza Shopping Center in Avenel, New Jersey is the only Kmart store within the state of New Jersey to operate 7 days a week. And meanwhile, of course, now with the closure of the Kmart store at the Bay Plaza Shopping Center in the Bronx, New York, the last Kmart store operating in the state of New York is the Kmart store at the Bridgehampton Commons Shopping Center in Bridgehampton, New York. And that's it, guys. Only 6 Kmarts left on mainland U.S. Meanwhile, in the territories along with Guam, we have the Kmart store at Plaza Las Americas Shopping Center in Hato, Puerto Rico, the Kmart store at the Sunshine Mall in St. Croix, United States Virgin Islands, along with the Kmart store at the Sunny Isle Shopping Center in St. Croix, United States Virgin Islands. And then the St. Thomas, United States Virgin Islands, we have the Kmart store at the Tutu Park Mall in St. Thomas, United States Virgin Islands, along with the Kmart store at the Lockhart Garden Shopping Center in St. Thomas, United States, Virgin Islands. So not too many Kmarts left. We're down to 12 Kmarts, 6 on the mainland U.S. and 6 in United States territories. So the Kmart number is definitely shrinking significantly. So I'm sure the end is getting pretty close for Sears and Kmart, especially if there's only 6 Kmarts left in mainland United States, with 2 of them actually being in my home state of New Jersey. So yeah, that's that. Okay, so now let's move on to Sears. So we have a couple of Sears stores. 18 Sears stores remain left within the United States of America. And there's no Sears, well, actually, no. There's one Sears store in Puerto Rico still, but we'll get to that in a minute. So, anyways, so we have the Sears store at the Burbank Town Center in Burbank, California, the Sears store at the Sun Valley Shopping Center in Concord, California, the Sears store at the Webstertown Mall in Stockton. I'm sorry, the Sears store at the Webstertown Mall in Stockton, California, the Sears store at the Whitwood Town Center in Whittier, California. And then we have the Sears store at Sears Town Plaza. So 4 Sears stores do remain in California. We have the Sears store at the Sears Town Plaza in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. The Sears freestanding store in Miami, Florida. The Sears store at the Florida Mall in Orlando, Florida. And the Sears store at the Gardens Mall in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. Closing announcement is pending currently. We should be getting some information on additional information on that closure next week, but the closure was confirmed in that video I did previously. The external links will be available at some point next week, so definitely stay tuned for that. We also have the Sears store at the South Shore Plaza in Braintree, Massachusetts, the Sears store at the Francis Scott Key Mall in Frederick, Maryland, and the Sears store in my home state. It's the Sears store at the Newport Center Mall in Jersey City, New Jersey, the last Sears store within the state of New Jersey, the Sears store at the Newburgh Mall in Newburgh, New York, the Sears store at the Friendly Center in Greensboro, North Carolina, the Sears store at the Willow Grove Park Mall in Willow Grove, Pennsylvania, the Sears store at the Plaza Las Americas Mall in San Juan, Puerto Rico, the Sears store at the Cielo Vista Mall in El Paso, Texas, the Sears store at the Westfield South Center Mall in Tukwila, Washington, and finally the Sears store at the Valley Mall in Union Gap, Washington. So, now that we've gone through all of the stores that are non-liquidating, let's get to the liquidating stores. So we have a total of 4.5 Kmarts and 8 Sears stores. That's a total of, actually that should say, let me see here. Let me see. I believe the number, okay, I believe the number for right now, let me double check that real quick, guys. So sorry about this. Okay, that actually should say, yeah. Okay, so 7 Sears stores, a total of 11.5 stores liquidating. Okay, so the next big list is going to be closing on Sunday, November 14th, 2021, and these are the following locations that will be shutting down on that day. So, the stores that will be shutting down on Sunday, November 14th, 2021 are as follows. The Sears store at the Stonewood Center in Downey, California, the Sears store at the Hastings Ranch Plaza, the Sears store at the Hastings Ranch Plaza in Pasadena, California, the Sears freestanding store in Brooklyn, New York, that is a Kmart department, the Sears store at the Queen Kamahu Center in Kalakaui, Hawaii, the Sears store at the Woodfield Mall in Schaumburg, Illinois, and the Sears store at the Colonial Park Mall in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. All those Sears stores shutting down Sunday, November 14th, 2021. In addition, also closing on Sunday, November 14th, 2021 is the Kmart store at the Crossroads Shopping Center in White Plains, New York, along with the Kmart Brooklyn Mini Store in Brooklyn, New York. And then 1 week after that, we have closing Sunday, November 21st, 2021, the Kmart store at the Marshall Plaza Shopping Center in Marshall, Michigan. That will be shutting down Sunday, November 21st, 2021. And the Sunday before Christmas, that's closing on Sunday, December 19th, 2021. It's the Kmart store at the McKnight Crossing Shopping Center in Grass Valley, California. And then in addition to that, the most recent closing announcement before Palm Beach Gardens did get announced with the announcement pending. This is closing Friday, December 24th, 2021 on Christmas Eve. It's the Kmart store at the Bay Plaza Shopping Center in the Bronx, New York. So that is the list of the non-liquidating and liquidating Sears and Kmart stores. If we get another round of closures being announced throughout next week, I do plan on making another video that will follow up this video as well. So anyways, in the meantime, let's use the map right now and let's go over all the locations, location by location by location on the map, since we have now officially gone through the list of the non-liquidating and liquidating Sears and Kmart stores. So, the first store that we're going to hit is the Kmart store in Tawming, Guam, which is the most western Kmart now. There are no longer any Kmarts left in California. Again, this is the Kmart store in Tawming, Guam, just literally, I would say maybe 5 miles north of the Antonio B. Juan International Airport. And again, it's the Kmart store in Tawming, Guam. Okay, next up, we're going to hit the states of Washington. So, the next store that we're going to hit is the Sears store at the Westfield South Center Mall in Tukwila, Washington. This is the last Sears store within the greater Seattle Tacoma metropolitan area. Once this goes, no more Sears stores remain in that metropolitan area. And this is a likely candidate that could announce a closure next week, given the mall it's at. The mall is very valuable, and Westfield could very well, terminate the lease of this Sears store, because Sears this is the only Westfield mall left that Sears is at. So it would not surprise me if Westfield does terminate their lease, and they pay Transfronco some lots of cash to basically tell them to leave. So again, it's the Sears store at the Westfield South Center in Tukwila, Washington. The other Sears store currently located in Washington State, which is a couple miles southeast of Seattle. It's at I think it's like 30 miles or 50, 60 miles southeast of Seattle, the Seattle metropolitan area. It's the Sears store at the Valley Mall in Union Gap, Washington State. And again, this is one of two Sears stores left within the states of Washington. Okay, so we'll go ahead and scoot on over to the big state of Montana, and the next store that we're going to hit is the Kmart store in Hamilton, Montana. The last Kmart store that is not in the East Coast time zone. Well, the other exception being Tom and Guam, but at least in mainland U.S., this Kmart is the last Kmart store that is not on the East Coast in the mainland of the United States of America. Given that the Kmart store at the McKnight Crossing Shopping Center in Grass Valley, California, is now unfortunately closing Sunday, December 19th, 2021. So again, it's the Kmart store at the Bitterroot Valley Shopping Center in Hamilton, Montana. Oh, and by the way, if I didn't throw it out there yet, with the closure of Grass Valley, California as well, no more Kmart pharmacies on mainland United States. So now there are no more non-liquidating Kmart stores within the state of California. Only 4 Sears stores that are currently not liquidating do remain within the state of California. So as we first hit the San Francisco metropolitan area, the next store that we're going to hit is the Sears store at the Sun Valley Shopping Center in Concord, California. So again, one of the last 2 remaining Sears stores left within the greater San Francisco area. Again, it's the Sears store at the Sun Valley Shopping Center in Concord, California. And then if we go a couple miles east, the next Sears store that we're going to hit is the Sears store at the Webstertown Mall in Stockton, California. Another Sears store, and that's within Sacramento and San Francisco, that is not yet closing. Again, it's the Sears store at the Webstertown Mall in Stockton, California. Okay, and as we get to the greater Los Angeles area, the next Sears store that we're going to hit is the Sears store at the Burbank Town Center in Burbank, California. Again, and this is another Sears store that is not yet closing in the greater Los Angeles area. One of 2 left, by the way. The Sears store at the Burbank Town Center in Burbank, California is one of 2 yet that are not closing. So yeah, that's again Sears store Burbank Town Center in Burbank, California. And as we go a few miles southeast in the Los Angeles in the greater area of Los Angeles, California, we then next hit the Sears store at the Whitwood Town Center in Whittier, California. So again, 4 Sears stores. Right now, California and Florida have the same amount of Sears stores, and are the only 2 states in the United States of America to have the most Sears stores that are currently not liquidating. Both stores make up about 25% of the Sears fleet, by the way. That's California and Florida combined. Okay, so as we go down the Sunbelt region of the United States, the next Sears store that we're going to hit is the Sears store at the Cielo Vista Mall in El Paso, Texas. A glass Sears store within the state of Texas. Why is this store still open? The answer, Sears Mexico. So again, it's the Sears store at the Cielo Vista Mall in El Paso, Texas. And there's no more stores here, so we will go here, and then we will go up the Atlantic Coast region of the United States, because there's not too many stores left on that part. So, all right, so let's start off with the United States Virgin Islands, and then first United States Virgin Island that we're going to hit is the This Kmart store, this is at the Mall of St. Croix in St. Croix, United States, Virgin Islands, and it has a Kmart pharmacy as well as a Little Caesars. The guy that does pizza. There's no Kmart left in the United States that has Little Caesars. The pizza guy. They have him in the Croix. They have them in the U.S. Virgin Islands at least, just not in the mainland United States. So again, it's the Kmart store at the Mall of St. Croix in St. Croix, United States, Virgin Islands. And one of the many couple left to still have a Kmart pharmacy as well. Okay, so we go a couple miles east in St. Croix, United States, Virgin Islands, and the next Kmart that we're going to hit is the Kmart store at I believe this is the Sunny Isle Shopping Center in St. Croix, United States, Virgin Islands. So again, it's at the Sunny Isle Shopping Center, United States, Virgin Islands. This also has a Little Caesars, the guy that does pizza. That's also at this Kmart as well. No pharmacy though, just the Little Caesars. And again, it's at the Sunny Isle Shopping Center in St. Croix, United States, Virgin Islands. Okay, we go a couple of miles north, and then we hit the two Kmarts on the St. Thomas, United States, Virgin Islands. So the first Kmart that we're going to hit is the Kmart store at the Lockhart Garden Shopping Center in St. Thomas, United States, Virgin Islands. Okay, and then after that, the next Kmart that we're going to hit is the Kmart store at the Tutu Park Mall in St. Thomas, United States, Virgin Islands. And what's significant about this Kmart? This Kmart basically has it all. The Kmart pharmacy and as well as the Little Caesars inside the Kmart. The guy that does pizza. That's at this Kmart as well. Again, it's the Kmart store at the Tutu Park Mall in St. Thomas, United States, Virgin Islands. Okay, the next store that we're going to hit is the Sears and Kmart store, both in San Juan, Puerto Rico. So we have the Sears store at the Plaza Las Americas Mall in San Juan, Puerto Rico. And then right across the street, directly across the street, on C. John Califf Avenue, we have the Kmart store at the, I don't know the name of this store. Oh, this is Plaza Las Americas, and it's in Hato Puerto Rico. So this is in Hato Puerto Rico, and this is in San Juan, Puerto Rico. So both literally Sears and Kmart located directly across the street from each other, and both multiple floors, by the way. If anyone is visiting Puerto Rico for both the Sears and Kmart store. By the way, his last Sears and Kmart stores in Puerto Rico. Once those closed, that's the end of Sears and Kmart in Puerto Rico. Okay, and as we move along the eastern part of the United States, the next Kmart store that we're going to hit is the Kmart store at the Key West Plaza Shopping Center in Key West, Florida. Or I'm sorry, the Key Plaza Shopping Center, rather. Sorry, Key Plaza Shopping Center in Key West, Florida. And I could very well see this grocery store taking over that Kmart store a couple of years down the road. So again, it's the Kmart store at the Key Plaza Shopping Center in Key West, Florida. Okay, the next Kmart store that we're going to hit is the Kmart store at the Kendall Lakes Plaza Shopping Center in Kendall Lakes, Miami, Florida. And here it is. Last Kmart in mainland Florida, and that other Kmart in the Key West region in Key West, Florida. Last Kmart in the Key region of the state of Florida. The Kmart store at the Kendall Lakes Plaza Shopping Center in Miami, Florida is the last Kmart store in mainland Florida. After that Kmart goes, no more Kmarts remain in mainland Florida, unfortunately. So we go a couple of miles northeast, and the next Sears store that we're going to hit is the Sears store in Coral Groves, Miami, Florida, the last remaining Sears store within the state of Florida. It's one of two remaining freestanding Sears stores left within the state of Florida that is not currently liquidating. So definitely significant at that. Again, it's in the Coral, what is it called again? It's called Coral Groves, Miami, Florida. Again, it's the Sears store in Coral Groves, Miami, Florida. Okay, and as we go up the east coast of Florida, the next Sears store that we're going to hit is the Sears store at the Sears Town Plaza in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And again, this is a freestanding Sears store, although it's in a town plaza shopping center. This also has a Sears Auto Center, which I believe is closing, by the way. So again, it's the Sears store at the Sears Town Plaza in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Okay, the next Sears store that we're going to hit is just for the time being, of course, the Sears store at the Gardens Mall in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. Yes, I know I made a video about the store closing. The closing right now is pending. So because we don't have external links yet, but those, once again, like I said before earlier in this video, the external links will be made available next week. So just stay tuned for that. I'll make a video showing the external links, and I'll address the whole thing next week. There'll be links, and it sounds like, too, there's also going to be another round coming next week. So stay tuned for that. So again, for now, and for the sake of this video, we have the non-liquidating Sears store at the Gardens Mall in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. Again, the external link should be out by next week, so definitely stay tuned for that. Okay, the next Sears store that we're going to hit is in Orlando, Florida, and that is the Sears store at the Florida Mall in Orlando, Florida. You guys get the idea. All right, so the next store that we're going to hit is the Sears store at the Friendly Center in, Greensboro, North Carolina, just outside of the main city center of Greensboro. Again, it's the Sears store at the Friendly Center in Greensboro, North Carolina, the last Sears store within the state of North Carolina, given that Triangle Town Center closed 2 weeks ago. So it's the Sears store at the Friendly Center in Greensboro, North Carolina. Okay, the next Sears store that we're going to hit is the Sears store at the Francis Scott Key Mall in Frederick, Maryland. The last Sears store within the state of Maryland. Once this Sears store goes, there will no longer be a Sears store within the state of Maryland, unfortunately. So, and again, it's the Sears store at the Francis Scott Key Mall in Frederick, Maryland. Okay, so the next Sears store that we're going to hit is the Sears store at the Willow Grove Park Mall in Willow Grove, Pennsylvania. This is the last non-liquidating Sears store left that is not closing, given that the Harrisburg Mall or the Colonial Park Mall Sears will be shutting down within the next 3 weeks or so. So again, the last remaining Sears store within Pennsylvania, it's the Sears store at the Willow Grove Park Mall in Willow Grove, Pennsylvania. Okay, the next store that we're going to hit is the Kmart store at the Delco Plaza Shopping Center in Avenel, New Jersey. And this is the only Kmart store within the state of New Jersey to operate 7 days a week. And I will explain when we get to the next Kmart store within the state of New Jersey in a couple of moments. Again, it's the Kmart store at the Delco Plaza Shopping Center in Avenel, New Jersey. It's the last Kmart store in Central Jersey, last Kmart in Middlesex County as well. Okay, so the next store that we're going to hit is the Sears store at the Newport Center Mall in Jersey City, New Jersey. And this is the last Sears store within the state of New Jersey. And once this Sears store does announce that they're closing, there will no longer be any non-liquidating Sears stores within the states of New Jersey. Okay, so now we're going to quickly boomerang all the way out to Bridgehampton Kmart, and then we will boomerang back because there is a couple more closings that we do have to go over. So the next store that we're going to hit that is not liquidating, again, it's the Kmart store at the Bridgehampton Commons Shopping Center in Bridgehampton, New York, the last Transform Co. operated store on Long Island, as well as being the last Kmart store on Long Island and the last non-liquidating Kmart store within the entire state of New York. That's definitely significant. because of the announcement of the other Kmart store closing in the Bronx on Christmas Eve, unfortunately. And that's unfortunately. So again, the Kmart store at the Bridgehampton Commons Shopping Center in Bridgehampton, New York, aka the Martha Stewart Kmart. By the way, Hamilton, Montana was the one that had the older logo. This is the last non-liquidating Kmart store within the state of New York, but I'm not sure how much longer that's going to last, unfortunately. All right, so now we're going to boomerang back to New Jersey real quick because there are no longer any stores left in the Bronx. So it's the Kmart store at the Westwood Plaza Shopping Center, in Westwood, New Jersey, and this Kmart store is required to be closed on Sundays because of the Bergen County Blue laws that prevent all non-essential retailers from operating on Sundays. So that's why the Kmart store at the Westwood Plaza Shopping Center in Westwood, New Jersey must be closed on Sundays because of the Bergen County Blue laws. And that's why the Kmart store at the Delco Plaza Shopping Center in Avenel, New Jersey is the last Kmart store within the state of New Jersey not to be affected by those laws. The Kmart store in Westwood is not affected today by the laws, but tomorrow the Kmart store in Westwood, New Jersey will be closed, while the Kmart store in Avenel, New Jersey will be open at Delco Plaza Shopping Center because it's not in Bergen County. But the Kmart store at the Westwood Plaza Shopping Center in Westwood, New Jersey is in Bergen County. So one is closed on Sunday, one is open on a Sunday. So definitely, if you're visiting Kmart's in New Jersey, make sure you don't do it on a Sunday. So in case you want to hit both. Okay, so the next non-liquidating Sears store that we're going to hit, and this is the last Sears store within the state of New York, given that Massapequa closed on October 3rd, 2021, and it's the Sears store at the Newburgh Mall in Newburgh, New York. And once that closes, no more Sears full-line stores within the state of New York. Okay, and then the last Sears store in the New England region, the last Sears store in Massachusetts, and the last Transform Co-owned store within the state of Massachusetts that's still operating. It's the Sears store at the South Shore Plaza in Braintree, Massachusetts. And again, it's the Sears store at the South Shore Plaza in Braintree, Massachusetts. Last Sears store. So, all right, so guys, that is every single non-liquidating and liquidating Sears and Kmart store that is currently not closing. Again, thank you again to Dead and Dying Retail for updating the map. I really do appreciate it for you guys updating the map. So stay tuned because it looks like next week we're going to be seeing some more closings, given the one about Palm Beach Gardens again. I did explicitly put on the list that the closing announcement for now is pending. It is confirmed, but we do not yet have any external links. So I will make sure to put that in the list to make sure that everyone knows that it is closing, but no external links have not yet been formed. Hopefully the external links will be coming out. I can assure you, and I'm very confident in this, we will see external links for the Sears store at the Gardens Mall in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida at some point next week. So anyways, guys, thank you again for watching this video. Please make sure to check the links that will be located in the video description below for both the map, the list, and yeah, just the map and the list basically will be in the video link in the description below of this video. So anyways, guys, thank you again for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed this video, and that will be it.